Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there was a gentle pig and its equally kind-hearted prince who lived a simple life inside a big, orange pumpkin. They were known throughout the land as the pumpkin people, and their unique lifestyle made them the subject of many a fairy tale and folktale. The pumpkin served as both their home and their mode of transportation, as it rolled gracefully across the countryside with them inside. Their lives were peaceful and harmonious, filled with the sounds of birdsong and the occasional oink from their porcine pal. But one fateful day, the gentle pig stumbled upon a forgotten lottery ticket in the dirt. To their astonishment, it turned out to be a winning ticket worth an unimaginable fortune. The pig, now suddenly rich beyond its wildest dreams, couldn't help but share its newfound wealth with everyone in the kingdom. At first, the people were overjoyed, showering the pig and the prince with gifts and praise. However, as the money continued to flow in, the pig's generosity began to border on the obsessive. It wasn't long before the pig started to give away everything it owned, even the clothes off its back, and the kingdom's economy began to suffer. The once prosperous kingdom now teetered on the brink of ruin, and the people, who had once adored the pumpkin people, now looked upon them with resentment and anger. The gentle pig, blinded by its own good intentions, couldn't see the harm it was causing. The prince, who had always followed the pig's lead, now found himself adrift in a sea of confusion and guilt. As the situation continued to spiral out of control, the prince knew that something had to be done. But what? Should he try to reason with the pig? Or should he take matters into his own hands? And if he did the latter, what would become of the beloved pumpkin home? These were the weighty questions that plagued the prince's mind as he rode his pumpkin across the rolling hills, searching for some semblance of clarity in a world that had suddenly become far too complicated for two simple-minded swine. Meanwhile, the people of the kingdom grew increasingly desperate. They began to riot in the streets, demanding that their leaders do something to stop the pig's rampant generosity. The once peaceful countryside was now teeming with unrest and violence. The prince, unable to ignore the suffering around him, finally decided that he must confront his piggy friend. "My dear pig," he said, as they sat together inside their pumpkin home, "I fear that your good intentions have gone awry. The kingdom cannot survive on your generosity alone. We must find a way to restore balance." The gentle pig, its round eyes filled with concern, listened intently to the prince's words. But how could they possibly undo the damage that had been done? And could their friendship survive such a crisis? These were questions that neither of them had the answers to, and the weight of them threatened to crush them both. Outside, the rioting continued unabated, the cacophony of angry shouts and smashing glass filling the air. The once peaceful kingdom was now a powder keg, ready to explode at any moment. The prince knew that they couldn't ignore the people any longer. They had to find a way to help them, to restore order and prosperity to the land. But how? As they pondered this dilemma, an idea began to form in the prince's mind. Perhaps they could use some of the pig's newfound wealth to create jobs and rebuild the economy. It was a risky plan, but it was the only one they had. So, with a heavy heart and a sense of foreboding, the prince decided to approach the pig and propose his idea. "My dear friend," he said, "I think we must use your fortune to help our people. Let us build new homes and create new businesses. Together, we can restore our kingdom to its former glory." The gentle pig, always quick to trust and believe in the best of others, nodded eagerly. "Of course, my dear prince," it oinked. "I have always wanted to help our people. And so, with a renewed sense of purpose. The prince and the pig set about devising a plan to save their beloved kingdom. They began by traveling from village to village, meeting with the people and listening to their concerns. The pig, with its vast wealth, would fund new businesses and provide jobs for those who were in need. The prince, with his wise and caring nature, would ensure that the money was spent wisely and that no one was left behind. Together, they worked tirelessly, their efforts soon beginning to bear fruit. The once empty fields were now dotted with new homes and businesses. The streets, which had once been silent and empty, now hummed with activity. The people, who had once been filled with despair, now looked upon their prince and their pig with gratitude and hope. The kingdom's economy began to recover, and it seemed that the worst of times were finally behind them. As the years passed, the prince and the pig continued to rule over their beloved kingdom, their friendship growing stronger with each passing day. They faced many challenges along the way, but they always managed to overcome them together, their unwavering loyalty and dedication to one another serving as an inspiration to all who lived within their borders. The legend of the Pumpkin People lived on, not just as a fairy tale for children, but as a testament to the power of love, friendship, and the unyielding determination to create a better world.